All right, y'all. Hold on. Get this right. Make sure y'all can see me. All right. All right. Let's get into it. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Hello, world. You now tune in to the greatest show on earth, Dissect the Dialogue. Y'all should know me by now. If y'all don't, I'm Eritrean, but you should know me by now. Turn this down real quick. Another eventful week. More things to talk about. Let's get started. Now, if y'all haven't been paying attention, it's a special month. Yeah, guess what it is? Yeah, I'm pretty sure y'all probably know the answer. Happy, hold on, let's turn it down. Men's Health Month. Jinx, I got y'all. Anyway, yes, I know what everybody's gonna probably say. Yes, it's Pride Month. I mean, yes, I get it. Yes, support. Oh, support everybody. I get it. Support everybody. No hate over here. Only objective thoughts here, right? But some research on my own, I did some thinking, right? Now y'all know how I do this all the time. Oh, by the way, uh, on YouTube, if y'all want to like and subscribe, go to Dissect the Dialogue or my tag, official Dissect the Dialogue. That's my YouTube handle. If you want to follow me there, Dissect the Dialogue. Just type that in and then you'll see my face. But anyway, y'all should know me by now how I do this. So usually when I pretty much, talking about the topic of the week, I usually start with a post. But in this case, I had so many things that I wanted to post, I couldn't just stop with just one, right? So, or just like more than, usually I have like one topic, but I had like more, like 3 or 4. Anyway, okay, now if y'all know the actor Tyler James Williams, right? For those that don't know him, he was Chris and Everybody Hates Chris. Talented dude. I think he won a Golden Globe for Abbott Elementary. Glad he's still doing work, right? Good for him. Glad to see, support people like him doing the thing. But what I dug up in the closet, no pun intended, was that people were questioning him about his sexuality. I'll pull up the article just for context. Yeah, but a lot of people uh were confused if he was gay or not. But I was like the only person, well, one of the few people that was like, where? Like where? I didn't even see it, right? Let me find that article. I think it was CNN that posted. Here we go. Now it says Tyler James Williams reluctantly addressed his sexuality. Said Abbott Elementary star has some thoughts about the speculation surrounding his sexuality. 30-year-old actor posted a note over the weekend on the stories on his Instagram account. Quote, usually I wouldn't address stuff like this, but I feel like as a conversation, it's bigger than me. I'm not gay, but I think the culture of trying to quote unquote find some kind of hidden trait or behavior that a close person quote unquote let slip is very dangerous, end quote. He wrote, quote, overanalyzing someone's behavior is an attempt to quote unquote catch them directly, contributes to the anxiety a lot of queer and queer questioning people feel when they fear living in their truth, end quote. He makes the most pedestrian of conversations and interactions and spaces feel less safe for our gay brothers and sisters and those who may be questioning. End quote. He also added, as like being straight doesn't look one way, being gay doesn't look another way. Also, now I'll give you a breakdown of my upbringing. Right now, growing up, I wasn't a stereotype. Right, you see me right here. Don't really have a, you know, I guess I don't want to call it a hood accent, but whatever the hell it is. I don't have that shit, right? You know, I from what y'all can hear, I say my words with my whole face. That I actually look like I know like a few good big words in my vocabulary. Maybe as far as the good things, like I look like I keep myself right, and like I said, I want to. I was gonna say clean shaven, but I mean I got little hairs, but what I'm saying, I don't have tattoos on my face. I don't really have too much scars. I mean, no disrespect to people with locks or dreads, but I don't have it all crazy. Like, I don't have a problem with people with locks and dreads. It's just I present myself a certain way, right? I don't really sag my pants. I'm not into the trendy fashion wearing the same stuff that everybody else wears, right? I don't wear a bunch of Jordans. Not saying that I don't have any. Um, I don't really favor designer clothes. Sometimes when I go to like grocery stores, I usually white tee or some sweatpants. You know, some running shoes. Like I don't really care about all that stuff, right? But that's not the main thing. So I don't know. I remember this like it's yesterday, right? I think I was wearing some button-down shirt, whatever. Probably like the sleeve was kind of like where this is at right here. Sleeve was at there. It was like after school thing. I was doing something after school. I forget. Um, one of my, I would say, associate that was in one of my previous classes from last year. I knew that he made music, so I was like, oh, he was cool. What was his name? Gerard, yeah. And I swear, I remember it was like just it was him, and he was sitting next to I would say at least I was 5 or 6 girls that were black. They were black, and yeah, I remember I had like button down shirt, collar shirt, kind of had some slim jeans, and I think I had Converse on. I had like those white Converse, yeah, and I had like little jewelry, something like that. I saw him, I greeted him, whatever. I was like, hey, what's up going on, blah blah blah, whatever. Then I noticed that those chicks were kind of giving me a look or something. Like it was kind of making me uncomfortable. Like I didn't know what to get out of it. I didn't know what to. I couldn't calculate what it was. But I was just talking to him, and then one of them ignorantly saying, "Are you gay?" But I'm like part of me was like kind of confused because it kind of stuck me. I was like, wait, hold on. What's going on? Because I'm talking to him, and then they asked me that. It kind of like tripped me up a bit. Then when I was like, nah, chuckling, I was kind of chuckling because it kind of caught me off guard. I was like, no, not. Then they kind of, then Joe was like, nah, don't say that to him. Then I was like looking at him like kind of crazy. They're still looking at me crazy. So I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? But I don't know. Y'all hear me talk about this a lot. It's like the stigma in our community where everything's overly sexualized, right? The problem is everything is over the top with us. Um, we accept a lot of things negative over positive, and the stuff that we should be learning about or should be having some exclusivity towards or having some control over, we don't. Like, come on, like Juneteenth is coming up soon. I don't see nobody talking about that. And to be fair, I would have been okay if the government didn't recognize it federally because it just made it worse for us. Why am I talking about Juneteenth, you ask? I'll tell you why. Because I noticed that when it comes to, well, let me piggyback off the other thing I said about one side. When it comes to black men, it's either one or the other. You're either super thug or you're, teetering, a little sugar in your tank. And if you people can't really figure out what you are, they're just gonna push you to the gay side. But back to the other Juneteenth stuff. The reason why I mentioned Juneteenth is because how nowadays people will accept you if you had a different sexual orientation rather than you just being like even like certain women, they'll be friends with you if you're gay, but if you're just straight and don't really exhibit super masculine traits, they kind of look at you weird, like something's up with you. But if you're gay, it's almost like you're kind of accepted more than if you're straight, especially our type of men, but black men, right? And I noticed that as far as being a man growing up, well, just as a man in general, and I noticed that when it comes to certain holidays, like even just when I said in the beginning, for y'all can look this up. Today is Men's Mental Health Month. When you ever seen? Have you seen a post about it? Have you seen women, you know, reaching out like, men kill themselves at 4 times as much as us. We should show them support. You ain't see that shit, but I guarantee you see a bunch of rainbow flags. I was looking. I was actually on my I was just on my computer earlier. I was typing in Juneteenth. Just looking up different like holidays, right? Just like looking up. I don't know information for a history assignment. There was nothing. I type in Pride Month. You do this right now. Type in Pride Month on your phone, whatever. It's gonna be like sparkles. It's gonna be flags just waving. It's gonna be all this crazy stuff, but no, nothing regarding us, right? But it's cool to make money off of it, though. Even it don't. But I'm getting on topic. I already forgot. Now this is gonna be a little. It's gonna hit some nerves for. Like I said, I know it's Pride Month, so I'll soften it as much as I can, even though I don't really believe in that. But the question for tonight is: are gay rights taking over black ones? I mean, you can see it all throughout, programming. I mean, you can't even turn on the TV without seeing at least one random gay role. That's not even necessary. Now, don't get me wrong. 'Cause I know people are gonna see this and probably think, "Oh, homophobia. Oh, he seems like the type. He's probably gay himself." I haven't said anything hatred about them. If they love, uh, digging in starfish, hey, that's their preference. They like messing with the chocolate starfish. That's them. I don't care about that. What I care about is what impression is going to leave on children. Just leave the children out of it. That's my only concern. But no one seems to ignore that. People more concerned about Trump saying grab him out of pussy, and they're horrified. But showing drag shows to elementary school kids, going to high schoolers and teaching them about gay sex, that's not odd to you? That's not weird? That's what I mean. It's cool if you want to live that lifestyle, but just don't get the kids washed up. Now I know a lot of people saying, "Oh, what's so special about Juneteenth?" Or I never really know about Juneteenth. I kind of knew about Juneteenth since I was a kid. It's like I heard about it, but I'll break it down. So this is I'll just pretty much give you the background of it. So on June 19th, 1865, freedom finally came. 2,000 Union troops, and this is what they say is the real, like when real slaves are freed, not that bullshit they taught you about Abraham Lincoln. This is like the real shit, because not everybody was freed around that time. That's what they don't tell you. But anyway, so it says, when some 2,000 Union troops arrived in Galveston Bay, Texas, the Army announced that more than 250,000 enslaved black people in the state were freed by executive decree. The day came known as Juneteenth by the newly freed people in Texas. And of course, obviously, the name June and 19, duh, kind of a no brainer. Uh, so, yeah. It's been observed annually in various parts of the U.S. celebrating African American culture. But mind you, notice how it didn't become important until the powers that be decided to make money off of it. The almost stuttered. The holiday was known since 1865. It was recognized in 2021. So, in retrospect, no one really gave a fuck about it till 2 years ago. And what happened around that time, like around 2021, it was post COVID. I think it was after that George Floyd shit. A lot of other Black Lives Matter stuff, riots and all that. It was all, a money grab. That's all it was. I think I seen y'all can look this up too. I seen like a brochure that had Juneteenth celebration and it had like two Caucasian people just smiling and shit. I'm like, this is not about y'all. That's like St. Patrick's Day and you see two black dudes with do-rags on the grills talking about come celebrate St. Patty's Day, come down in the hood, meet with the leprechauns. Like they'll burn that shit to the goddamn ground. When they saw that shit. Like St. Patrick's Day, what the fuck y'all know? Exactly the same stuff. Like, how come our holidays, right? Why does it have to be like? Why do we have to let other people know how special we are? It almost makes us kind of look silly. Just in retrospect, it kind of makes us look. It's like it's kind of synonymous to when you see these feminists just begging to be equal to men, when it's almost like you don't even want to be equal to men. You just want to feel important. So all you do is complain. That's how I kind of feel with this. Because we're so contradicting, as I'm being honest, we're so contradicting as a people that we brag about how we're so creative, innovative, and these leaders, we were previously kings and queens in the past, but we constantly play the victim card. You can't be a king and a joker at the same time. How you gonna say, yeah, I'll break necks, but I'm tired of being oppressed? That doesn't make any sense. It's just like the whole concept of black people can't be racist. It's like it's nonsense. Look up racism, then come back to me and tell me you don't think black people can be racist. Anybody can be. Anybody, just like throughout history, anybody can have a preference, and you can't just hate on just because you don't agree. Everybody can have a take on something, and you don't have to necessarily either you don't have to shit on it, but you also don't have to force it on people. But I think it's happening with this feminist movement and talking about now the whole gay movement. I think people undermine it. I think that they're finding it's almost like the oppression Olympics. It's like a competition to see who get fucked over the most. And it's kind of like it's like a never ending, race, and like nobody's the winner basically. Everybody's always going to try to find a reason on why people should, give them a cookie for how bad they got, screwed over for every little thing. We complain about this, Jews complain about that, Asians complain about this. It's like everybody got screwed over at some point. Shit, you think the US was just always a powerful place? Shit, they were just getting fucked by the British. They complained. It's like it's a never ending cycle. British was complaining about whoever was running them. It's a never ending cycle. There's always gonna be people that's gonna be above us, no matter what. But the problem is, no, especially when it comes to certain people that is, often been compared to gods. Like I'm not saying I'm saying what other people said, just so y'all know. We've been often compared. It's funny that the people that are often compared to as gods or godlike are usually the ones that get screwed over the most. So, take it how you want. But it's just funny. Like I'm just looking. I'm like, I noticed that Juneteenth and a lot of our holidays isn't really getting the same praise. Another one, June is also Black Music Month. Where's all the posts for that? Where's the tweets? Where's the documentaries? Where's all these other shits at? It's nowhere in sight, right? But let's break down the origin of Pride Month and where it stemmed from. Let's break that down. Look at this bullshit. I'm typing flags, confetti, all this shit. Now, okay. Pride Month or LGBT Pride Month, typically in June, is dedicated to celebrate and commemorate lesbian, gay, bisexual, gender pride. It began after the Stonewall riots, a series of gay liberation protests in '69. Now, they say the Stonewall riots was protest by the gay community in response to a raid that began on June 28th, '69. So that's where you get the month from. So that answers that question. Now it says patrons of the Stonewall, other village lesbian and gay bars and neighborhood street people fought back when the police became violent. The riots are widely considered the watershed event that transformed the gay liberation movement and the 20th century fight for LGBT rights in the U.S. As was common for American gay bars at the time, the Stonewall Inn was owned by the mafia. This is when it gets deep. While police raids in gay bars were routine in the '60s, officers quickly lost control of the situation at the Stonewall Inn on June 28th, '69. Backtrack. The Stonewall Inn was owned by the mafia. Hmm. Now, there's been jokes saying that there's a gay mafia, but maybe I'm just reaching. Uh, it says within weeks, village residents organized into activist groups demanding the right to live openly regarding their sexual orientation and without fear of being arrested. Then it, keeps going. And it says a year after the uprising, to mark the anniversary on June 28th, 1970, the first gay pride marches took place in Chicago, LA, New York. Everything happens in goddamn New York. And no other place than San Francisco. Within a few years, gay rights organizations were founded across the U.S. and the world. Today, LGBT Pride events are held annually worldwide in June in honor of the Stonewall riots. Now, they say it started from riots, right? Y'all remember the Watts riots? Let's look at the Watts riots. Here we go. I just want to throw some out there. Watts riots or the Watts rebellion. Okay. Now let's see what this is about, right? Now it says on August 11, '65, Marquette Fry, a 21-year-old black man, was pulled over from drunk driving. That Rodney King. Anyway, after he failed a field sobriety test, officers attempted to arrest him. Marquette resisted arrest with assistance from his mother, Rena Fry. A physical confrontation ensued in which Marquette was struck in the face with a baton. Meanwhile, a crowd of onlookers had gathered. Rumors spread that the police had kicked the pregnant woman who was present at the scene. 6 days of civil unrest followed, motivated in part by allegations of police abuse. Nearly 14,000 members of the California Army National Guard helped suppress the disturbance, which resulted in 34 deaths as well as $40 million in property damage. It was the city's worst unrest until the Rodney King riots in '92. Now, remember these dates. This was 5 years ago. No, 4 years ago. 4 years ago, before the riots. It was 4 years ago before the riots. I thought my stuff froze up. I was about to be so pissed off. I was like, let me know if y'all can hear me. Okay. It's acting funny. Almost my heart just jumped for a second. Anyway, what was I trying to lie? So the Watts riots, it was 4 years ago from, the Stonewall riots, right? Why wasn't there a month commemorating the Watts riots? Now, mind you, I get it. There was a drunk driver. He didn't respond. Probably got offended. But you know, what was the necessary reason to kick a pregnant woman and disturbing, you know, other people's neighborhoods? I think because I'm going like deep with this, it's kind of synonymous to the Rosewood riots. Like I think they did that intentionally to like kind of push people out of the neighborhood. I don't know. It was kind of like a failed attempt. Some shit. Maybe that's just me. But I'm sitting there thinking, why was there never a month for the white people in the Watts riots? Oh wait, let me guess. Because Black History Month, they already gave us that. You mean the month that every fucking event happens, from Super Bowls to Oscars to Grammys to whatever the hell? But get the back on track. Okay, so people, I'll probably get discredited because, well, if he was drunk, I mean, maybe there's a reason cops beat him up. Okay, so what if the cops saw some dudes give some dude head? What if he starts whipping their ass? Like, oh, I don't want to see this disgusting shit. What is that justifiable? I'm being silly, but the main point of it is a lot of our rights is not really. No one really takes it seriously. I mean, even like when it comes to like the three-fifths compromise, I can look that up. Three-fifths compromise. We were still considered like animals in a sense. I think dogs probably had more, you know, regard for life than us. Shit, probably still, you know. Like remember in Atlanta, who was it? Lakeith Stanfield's character when he was getting annoyed by some dogs tearing up his, I think it was tearing up his garbage or something. And you know, when you go to a gun range, they have like human targets, right? So he it's so funny. He got a dog target. And when he was about to shoot at the dog target, they got so pissed off, like, you can't shoot a dog. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're shooting a human target. Like, what's the difference? Like, my kid's in here. First of all, why the fuck is your kid in the goddamn gun range anyway? But that's neither here nor there. But it just goes to show you that, again, I know people are going to see this and think, oh, I'm gay bashing or I don't understand the gay struggle or whatever. Like, okay, I get it. Like, you like the smell of Old Spice and Budweiser on your breath, and you're a man. I get it. You want to be in the company of other men, literally. Same thing with women. I get it. You don't want to deal with a man, so you deal with a woman that acts like a man. Cool. Transgenders. You just lying to yourself. The point is, I understand where you're coming from, but another thing too. And this is gonna be, y'all want to know a secret? This is a secret. Come close. There's racist gay people too. Oh my god. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna have this channel no more. Nope. Nope. I'm not gonna have this channel no more. I'm sorry. I gotta go. I gotta go. Nope. I gotta pack all my stuff. I can't say that. No. No. I can't say that. What do you mean? This can't. Gay people love everybody. You sure about that? You sure them gay white men ain't copying a black woman with everything they do, but then when they get behind closed doors and not shit on them? Oh, here's another thing too. For all for all women out there that's friends with gay people. Hey, especially the black gay dudes that's friends with women that say that they're cool with gay people. Hey, check this out. Come here. Here's another secret. Just one more. Just one more. When your back's turned, they call you homophobic slurs when you're not listening. Oh no. This is gonna be my last show. I'm sorry. I'm saying too much stuff right now. I can't. I'm saying too much. I shouldn't be saying this right now. I'm gonna get banned, bro. This is terrible. I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah. But but who am I to judge, right? I don't know any better, right? I'm a straight male. I shouldn't have any rights. Nowadays, my race is going to be an endangered species. It's going to be illegal for me to be straight. It's like if you don't kiss a man, you're going to get executed. Like, hey, yo, like really? That's what we doing? But is there really a similarity? Do gays and black people really have a same similar struggle? Like what is there to compare? Like I never did get that. Like what are we comparing here? You're comparing. I'm not gonna make the whole 400-year bullshit narrative, but I will add the chattel slavery, added with the redlining, Jim Crow, Reconstruction, uh, destruction. I call it that. Reconstruction, destruction. Right. Crack era. Uh, shit like that. So you're comparing all that to what you liking penis and women. You know like vagina. You like dressing up like a man, but you know you're not really gay, but you don't really want to be the gender that you were born as. And it makes no sense. And plus the concept. And let me just get the trans. Don't get me wrong. And this is gonna be controversial. Looking at me, I mean, if you for those men out there, because I know people poke on men about this, men, just be personally liking transgender women doesn't necessarily make you 100% gay. Because conceptually, you still like something about a woman, right? They have, the breast. They may have a soft way of speaking. They may even be very gentle. Their dick just happens to be bigger than yours. Okay, that's the last thing we're gonna do. But hey, I mean, anybody can find love in strange places. So I tip my hat to you. You know, just hope he doesn't tip his hat. Oh, I'm sorry, she or it. Stop. But find love wherever you can, man. Like I said, I appreciate everybody. I think everybody's great. I don't believe in like, especially like people want to conflate religion with it. And this is when, you know, the real bullshit happens. It's like people love using religion that, fits their narrative, right? Like it serves their own interest, basically. I've been hearing all my life, you know, no sin is greater than the next. But if you're gay, I will murder you. You better not be gay. You could be a murderer. You could be a pedophile, a rapist. You could be all this shit. An adulterer, a thief. You could be all these lazy. You could be all these things. A necrophiliac. All these things. But if you just so happen to look at a man and you get aroused, you will be served 1,000 lashes. You will get hanged by the neck until you're dead. Like that's the one. Like okay, then this is when it gets too extreme because the person that probably made the Bible, King James, and you found out what he was doing, you burn that shit to a crisp. But who am I to judge? You know, shit. Most of these super masculine dudes, hood dudes, probably like boys anyway. But last question of the night. But let me know what y'all think about this. What would y'all prefer? Where would y'all prefer to live in these places? Two cities. I just want to. I probably might. I might do this in the poll after the show, but I just want to hear what y'all think. What are the two cities that you would choose to live in? Y'all ready? San Francisco or Atlanta? Or Atlanta? Let me know what y'all think. Might post that later. San Francisco or Atlanta? Uh, but final thoughts, man. I believe that in the climate that we're in, everybody wants to, you know, spew hate on one another. Nobody knows how to accept people for who they are. And also, people are trying to force their own narrative. People want people to accept me for who I am, whatever. But you don't even accept yourself. You know, respect is earned, not given. You want me to embrace who you are? Look in the mirror. Look at he or she, whoever you decide to be. Because I guarantee you, when for the transgender community, trans women, when you're in the ground and if people dig up your bones, the archaeologists that dig up your bones, they're gonna say, well, this believes to be a male. They're not gonna have 20,000 other goddamn pronouns. No days or we's or make believes. It's not gonna be like that. Just like how we've been society conditioned us to think low of ourselves, that we can't be these things except the typical rap, sell dope, and go to the league. But we say we don't want to be like that. People look at us crazy, like, oh, this spook got aspirations. Who is he thinking? Is he thinks he's gonna be, Martin Luther King or Malcolm X? He thinks he's gonna be George Washington Carver? Oh no, we gotta lower the frequency. They're getting too high on their high horse. I mean, how you gonna tell me to change my reality because you don't believe what I'm capable of, but you want me to accept your bullshit reality? Doesn't make any sense, right? But I don't know all I gotta say on that. All I can say is just learn how to love people, no matter what they are. Don't spew any hate. Don't spew any poison. Embrace people no matter what. No matter what your sexual orientation is, race is, religion is. So a lot of that shit keeps us divided. That's what they want us to do. Keep us divided. Keep us fighting. Keep us distracted. But that's all I gotta say about that. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you're new, I'm on Spotify, Apple, now YouTube. Like, subscribe, whatever. And you're not new, thank you for sharing. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for keeping up with every episode. And that's it for me for the night. This is me signing off.